Call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach. This is our board meeting for Monday, April 11th, 2016. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Here.
Trustee Valdez.
Here.
Trustee Wallace.
Here.
Trustee Butler.
Here.
Trustee Mount.
Here.
Trustee Bennis.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have the approval of the March 28th public hearing minutes. Any questions or corrections? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Bennis. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's approved. We also have the minutes from the council meeting of March 28th. Any questions or clarifications on those? Again, if not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee
Second.
Husk, second by trustee Valdez. We have a motion and a second. Any corrections, clarifications? Again, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those minutes are approved. We had expenditures this month of $576,018.95. Some of the larger items there. I don't think I have it open up in a moment. See some of the larger items from that particular bill. We had the healthcare services for a little over $117,000. We had the Joint Action Water Agency for our Fresh Lake Michigan water, a little over $136,000 for the two larger bills. We also had the York Risk Services Group for about $69,000, and several other bills that the board have reviewed. Staff reviewed them. Anyone on the board have any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Wallace, second by trustee Mount. We have a motion and a second. Once again, any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. We have no ratifications tonight, so we'll move on to our committee reports. Trustee Mount?
Well, thank you, Mayor. I do have a SWACO report tonight. We have our household chemical waste collections at our Estes Street facility in Gurnee by appointment. There's at least 2 or 3 of these events each month. Just go to swaco.org, make an appointment. It's free for all Illinois residents. We also have our first mobile collection. I believe it's the last Saturday of April this month. It's in Antioch at the Antioch Public Works. Again, all the information is at swaco.org. That'll be from 8 to 2:30 at that facility. We should have at least 4, maybe 5 of those mobile collections throughout the county throughout the year 2016. Electronic collections. A little update. We are working to extend the May 1st date where electronic collections will end. We have a company that the papers aren't quite signed yet who may do it for approximately $65,000. And we've got various villages, including the village of Round Lake Beach, to donate some money. Again, it's another Band-Aid, but it'll get us there. And we're trying to save the landfills. The law says we can't throw electronics in the waste stream, but at the same time, we don't want to land all over our streets. So within the county. So it's a big county issue. And it's not only Lake County. This is an Illinois problem. We're getting no funding from the state. Will County has stopped everything only because the municipalities, due to the demands of the company, cannot collect anything. It's a 53-foot trailer and everything has to be separated just so. So it's just so many requirements. They don't have the manpower. Their public works like ours need to be on the streets and the roads and fixing potholes and cutting dead trees and doing et cetera. So we're working on it. We're trying to do what we can for electronics throughout the Lake County and the state. Pharmaceutical and sharp item bins are located at the beautiful Round Lake Beach Police Station during normal business hours. Please bring those. Don't flush anything down the toilets or in the garbage cans. For all your SWACO needs, go to swaco.org. And remember, recycle first, trash last. Thank you, Board.
Thank you, trustee Mount.
Thank you.
Any of the trustees have any reports tonight?
Of course we do, Mayor. Beach Fest, Beach Fest, Beach Fest. It's a coming. We're all getting excited. We're going to have a great time with some great bands. And Trustee Wallace? Yeah, go for it.
We have, on Friday night, we have Transformation first, and then we have Bella Kane. And then on Saturday night, we have Ann Beyond, who was with us last year, did a fantastic job. And we have Modern Day Romeo's back again. We're trying to get in a lot more food vendors this year than we had last year, so that's looking pretty successful so far. Our sponsors that are looking at coming in with us this year may allow us to do a little bit more than we've been able to do in past years. So we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to having everybody out. And just remember last weekend in June, the 24th, 25th, 26th. Actually, on the 23rd, we have the beauty pageant as well, the Queens. That comes on Thursday evening. And then the Beach Fest runs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So looking forward to have everybody out.
And then, Mayor, if anybody's watching this Friday night, we will be having the Village of Round Lake Beach. We'll be presenting our first indoor concert on the Civic Center stage, and it will be American English, which is the #1 Beatles tribute band in the United States, and in other countries too, I'm told. So that's going to be a real good time, $20 a ticket. You can call the Village Hall or the Civic Center for information, and come one, come all, we're going to have a great evening, right, Mayor? And you might even dance on stage.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I'll definitely be there.
Okay.
Having a good time.
Thank you.
That's this coming Saturday night?
This Saturday night.
It's also on our
April
website,
16th.
correct? All the information?
All the information's
everything
on our
over the internet.
website. Yes.
Terrific. Any other announcements? Okay, I'll move on our mayor's report then. Tonight, we're honored to have Commonwealth Edison here tonight, ComEd, with a smart meter presentation. We have Carlo Cavallero. He's our ComEd rep, and he'll introduce Mike McMahon. I'm not sure that one's on. Is that one on?
Is it working?
I think this one over here might be turned on.
No,
Oh,
it's
it is
working.
on,
It's
okay.
working. Okay, sorry. So I'm just here to introduce myself as your external affairs manager. I work closely with the mayor and Dave and Scott at times for those issues, but really not to take up any more time than necessary, other than saying hello, is we're lucky we have for our smart meter presentation, we actually have Mike McMahon, who is our VP of what we call AMI, which is Advanced Meter Implementation. So with that, Mike will give you the presentation, and please, questions when he's done.
Thanks, Carlos, and thanks for having us up here. I am Mike McMahon. I'm the Vice President for Automatic Meter Infrastructure Implementation. We're in the middle of rolling out smart meters across the entire ComEd service territory. We're doing this as part of the October 2011 Energy Infrastructure Modernization Act, which authorized ComEd to spend $2.6 billion modernizing the grid. About half of that was in infrastructure improvements, new wires, new poles, new underground cables, and about half of that was in a smart grid, of which the majority is smart meters. We're more than halfway through. We've got 2.1 million meters installed, on our way to 4,178,000 meters. We put in about 20 to 30,000 meters a week, and we've been at this since about the last quarter of 2013. So now we're moving up here into your community area. I have a map here I'll hand out that shows when and where we'll be. You can see that most of the meters will be installed in June and July. And then the follow-up, they don't quite add up, but that's because we have some commercial, industrial, and some specialty meters to do. So those aren't on the schedule. We do those by appointment, and we'll be working to complete that out. Some of your folks will have already received a bill insert. We've got a pre-deployment mailer. So we have a series of communications that go out informing everybody we're on our way. Is it okay if I hand this stuff around? Can I start with you?
Sure.
There, trustee.
Fine.
Start there. So we start with a bill insert, and then we'll move to a postcard. So this comes out about, the bill insert's about 90 days in advance. The postcard is about 60 days in advance. And then 30 days in advance, you get a letter from me with frequently asked questions. This does come in English and Spanish. So this comes 30 to 45 days in advance. About 10 days in advance, we'll issue a robocall to your residents, our customers, telling them in the next 10 days we'll be in your neighborhood installing smart meters. Please leave your gates unlocked and place your dogs in. And then the day of, the meter installer, who will be a Corex employee, that's a authorized contractor, ComEd, will approach the door, he'll knock on it, he'll answer any questions the resident may have, and then he'll go ahead and proceed and exchange the meter. If nobody's home and he has access to the meter, he'll exchange the meter as well. He drives a logoed vehicle, says ComEd on the side, carries a badge, a blue badge that says ComEd Contractor. We encourage everybody to ask for the badge. If you can't produce the badge, close the door, call the police, it's not us. We will not ask to go in the residence unless there's a need to, unless the meter is in the resident. And there are a lot of homes in our service territory that the meter is actually inside the home. It's in the basement. They're typically older. In that case, he does have to go in. Otherwise, we won't be asking to go inside. Anybody's at the door saying, I'm ComEd, let me in your house. Don't let them in. Close the door, call the police. This is what they look like. This is a typical installer. Right here on the left, you'll see his blue badge. That's the vehicle. We do these kind of by neighborhood, so you'll see them all over. So once we're here, you'll see these little cars driving all over the place putting in meters. Because they do, each individual does about 30 meters a day. And we do them by neighborhood, by billing routes. You might say, well, why don't you just start at one side and work to the other side? We follow the meter read routes. You can't replace a meter within about plus or minus 5 days of when it typically gets read, or the customer ends up with an estimated bill. And we don't want to end up with estimated bills, so we avoid that. One of the things the installer will do when he approaches the resident is he'll inspect the meter fitting and the existing meter. Now, this is the meter you have right now. It's an electromechanical device. It's absolutely stupid. It does nothing but rotate dials, and somebody has to read the dials. This is what's on the side of all your houses. Lots of show and tell. And this is the smart meter. So the smart meter it will look like this. It's digital. It has a digital output. What makes a smart meter smart? It has a small computer chip in it, excuse me, which records information, and we transmit that information 6 times a day, about once every 4 hours. It has 2 small radios. One of those radios communicates with us. One of those radios communicates with the customer if they enable it, if they choose to. The radio that communicates with us operates at about 900 megahertz. That's the same frequency as a garage door opener or your baby monitor. And once again, one of the myths out there is these things operate continuously. They do not. Total on time for this meter is less than 5 minutes a day. Less than 5 minutes a day, it's actually doing anything.
And the computer should last how long?
The lifetime of the meter, we estimate the lifetime of the meter in our business case. We put the lifetime of the meter at 20 years. That's in our business case, but we don't know how long they're going to last. There's been plenty of meters out there, digital meters that have been out there for more than 20 years. But the question you raise is a little more interesting because it is an electronic device, and so you ask yourself, well, it's an electronic device. I mean, I get software upgrades, you know, every other week. Apple's been bugging me on my iPhone to upgrade to 9.3 3 times a day. So how resilient is this? So what we did was when we ordered these things, it does have that small computer chip in it. So I don't know much, but I know I need more memory tomorrow than I need today. So we ordered extra memory on that chip just in case. I don't need it today. Don't know if I'll ever need it, but I suspect I will. And then we have the ability to upgrade what's called the firmware on that meter wirelessly. So we can constantly update it. That's why these things are going to last as long as we think they were, or possibly even longer. Now, 30 days afterwards, you get yet another mailing saying it will tell you, you know, you can program, for instance, your washer. Don't run my washer unless the price of electricity is less than 4 cents a kilowatt hour, that kind of stuff. You can do that now with some high-end appliances, but it goes through the web. It goes through the web to be able to do that. It doesn't come directly from the meter. But that's coming. But right now, and there are people that like these devices, you know, they're kind of gadget guys, and they like them. But I will tell you that the studies all show that after about a year, you know, you don't need to be told too many times, turning on the toaster oven uses more electricity, and it kind of ends up in the corner collecting dust. So, but it's fun for some.
Any other questions by the board? I'm looking forward to getting those installed in the village. I know when I was at the mayor's caucus a year or so ago, they had a display there of the streetlights that are available once you have the smart meters installed, and that looked like a really nice program.
Right, yeah, the smart street lights. I really do believe this is the wave of the future. Now, right now, we're installing them in what we call smart ready. So when you buy, if you're gonna get an LED street light head, which, by the way, just the energy going from your sodium vapor or whatever you have now to LED, I think it pays itself off in 2.5 years. And it's light's more directional, so it actually reduces light pollution. It's good stuff. But to be smart ready, you just fit that head with a 7-pin connector. It's a standard connector, but it's got 7 pins instead of like the 3 or 4 your standard photocell comes with. So you can do this in stages. You can replace all your street lights with LEDs, and then if you get them smart ready, which is, you know, it's not big, but it is an incremental cost. Sometime in the future, you can decide, well, now I want to add the smarts to them. That allows your village manager, for instance, or to change the schedule of these street lights. They can dim them. They can reprogram in the lights all from his desktop. He can tell which ones are on, which ones are off. Have any failed? When do I need to go out and replace these things, et cetera, et cetera. It is the wave of the future. I'm personally convinced that, because it pays for itself so quickly. So I'm personally convinced that in 10 years from now, everybody will have one. I could go on. There's a lot of other benefits, police fire benefits, guys. That disconnect switch lets it turn them off remotely. So now in fire departments, if you call, you have to call the OCC. We have to dispatch a troubleman out to turn off your electricity if the fire want that to do. Now we can do that remotely. And then we'll follow up with a trouble man, but we can get that electricity turned off to that building at your request in 30 minutes. So it's pretty
great.
A lot of different really good benefits there.
Well, thank you,
for
Mike, for the
having us.
presentation. Appreciate it. And Carlo,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for being here.
I got some fact sheets I'll leave behind, or I'll leave them with Carlos. He can take care of this. You can do with them as you will. Okay, I'll leave them with
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. Look forward to it. We're here all the time. We'll talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere. So we know that you got to let people know this is coming. So once again, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Certainly, thank you. Okay, also under our mayor's report tonight, we have the resolution recognizing April as National Autism Awareness Month. If we could have our clerk please read that.
Whereas April 2016 is designated as National Autism Awareness Month in order to increase public awareness of the need to support individuals with autism and the family members and medical professionals who care for individuals with autism. And whereas autism is a developmental disorder that is typically diagnosed during the first 3 years of life, affecting a person's ability to communicate and interact with others. And whereas autism affects an estimated 1 in every 68 births in the United States and is more likely to occur in boys than in girls. And whereas prevalence of autism in U.S. children increased by 119.4% from 2000, 1 in 150, to 2010, 1 in 68, from the CDC 2014. Autism is the fastest growing developmental disability. Whereas despite the fact that autism is one of the most common developmental disorders, many professionals in the medical and educational fields are still unaware of the best methods to diagnose and treat the disorder. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the Round Lake Beach Mayor and Village Board of Trustees, do hereby designate April 2016 as National Autism Awareness Month. We also recognize and commend the parents, relatives, and educators of the children with autism for their sacrifice and dedication in providing for the special needs of children with autism. Therefore, be it resolved that the Village of Round Lake Beach proclaims the month of April 2016 as National Autism Awareness Month.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Husk. I have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. Is there a clerk's report tonight?
No report tonight, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to our items of business then. We have item A, is a resolution authorizing and approving an award of contract to Payne and Dolan Incorporated in amount not to exceed $1,813,439.26. Well, we're moving now into phase 2 of our infrastructure improvement program for 2016, part of that $5 million bond that we did earlier. And this came in, I want to say about $300,000 under,
300,000 under engineer's estimate.
so that was all more good news. After the first one came in even more than that under the engineer's expectations. So we're going to be able to do the large majority of the additional work we bid that we put out there just in case bids came in low. I think it should be a really good year for improvements. A lot of traffic tie-ups probably, but next year it'll be looking very nice. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Second?
Motion by trustee Wallace, second by trustee Mount. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount. Aye. Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. We have item B, is a resolution authorizing and approving an award of contract to Chicagoland paving contractors in amount not to exceed $339,900. This is just a small section of road that we were able to get a community development block grant to pay for about half of it. It has to be used on this particular project. Those are based on needs and financial assistance and things like that in certain neighborhoods. So we have to use it in this area. And like I said, it'll pay for about half of the that block. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Husk,
Second?
second by trustee Wallace. We have a motion to second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
That's approved 6-0. Item C is a resolution awarding a bid for certain expenditures for concrete repair, pavement patching, pavement marking, and crack sealing. We did some bids with Lake County Municipal League and saved quite a bit of money. Were all these municipal leagues, Scott, or were some for the other group?
So most of them were with, or actually, most of them Lake County, and the other one was the MPI.
Okay. And it's worked out very well for us and for all the other communities that have been involved. We do a joint bid. It's a larger bid. We get some really good prices and good quotes. And again, we've been saving a lot of money in this program. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by trustee Bennis, second by trustee Butler. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item D is a resolution approving an award of contract to Program 1 in an amount not to exceed $19,245. There's our annual street sweeping contract for village streets that have curbs and also for some of the village-owned parking lots. Try to keep things nice and clean in those areas that we can sweep. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Valdez,
Second.
second by trustee Mount. We have a motion and a second. Any questions by the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item E is a resolution authorizing the appropriation of funds for environmental mosquito management program in an amount not to exceed $39,870. We do spray for mosquitoes every year to keep the residents safer from illness, and so they can also enjoy their yards a little more. We also do a lot of larviciding to kill the mosquito eggs and stop the larvae from hatching. That's probably the most effective part of the whole mosquito program, is getting them out there before they are able to hatch. Though unfortunately, there's some that they don't get to, or that they actually blow in from other communities. I think most of the communities are spraying again. For a while there, a lot of communities stopped because of the funding. It is quite a bit of money, but now they're talking about the Zika virus being much worse than they ever thought. It's in 30 states now instead of only 15. So I think this is going to be another good reason for us to continue the spraying.
They just announced there are 8 cases in Illinois now.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Bennis. We have a motion to second. Any questions by the board? Please call the roll.
How many sprayings per year will they do?
This one has 4 in it, or 5?
They'll accommodate whatever is appropriate. Last year, they probably only did about 3 times. It's all based on the mosquito, the adult mosquito population. If the, and then when they see that rate of the adult mosquitoes high, and then they spray for the mosquitoes.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask them.
George? Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve? We already have the
Oh, we
motion and
have a
second.
motion and
Yeah.
second.
Any questions and no more questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item F is a resolution approving a staffing agreement and programming agreement for the Round Lake Beach Cultural and Civic Center with Improv Playhouse Theater. We're going to be contracting out some of the marketing work to improve the visibility of the center out there in the market. We have a lot of people using it right now throughout Lake County, and we want to make sure that more and more people know about it. We've had a lot of events there to bring people from throughout the county over to it, and that's paid off in big dividends. And by hiring these people on a little contractual basis, it should help us to continue to market the center and continue to fill up the schedule since we've built out the downstairs now. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
Second?
Motion by trustee Wallace, second by trustee Mount. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Bennis.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. That was our last item of business. Now it's open to public participation. Anyone who has a question or comment for the board, please come to the microphone and give us your name and address for the record. And either ask your question or state your comment. Well, thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate you taking time to come on out. And we do have executive session on the agenda, but I don't think we have any executive session to go to. So we have no action on those items. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by trustee Husk, second by trustee Butler. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.